Okay, I'm just home from prawning up the river. I'm just sorting out my catch tonight. They're all nice big banana prawns here. The fish are herring, small herring, to go fishing with for bait. These are the large ones I've sorted out so far, and the mediums are over here. So what I'm going to do tonight, this sink's full this side, so I'll sort it out, and then I'm going to show you how to cook them. I'm going to show you how the proper and right way to cook and brine prawns. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Okay. Okay, I'm back again now. I've finished sorting out all the prawns. So I've got 2 large containers of large banana prawns and a big container over here of mediums. So that was for 2.5 hours trolling the cast net tonight. So it's not too bad. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, I'm going to get the water going and I'm going to cook these prawns, so I'll be back shortly. Now we're going to cook the prawns. We just got down here just one of those little camp ovens, little camp cooker what you buy at the Kmart or somewhere like that. That's all I use anyway. In a decent sized pot, half full of boiling hot water. We're going to cook a couple of kilos of these prawns. Okay, so make sure your water's boiling, really bubbling away. Put in about 4 tablespoons of salt. That's coarse salt that I'm using. You can use ordinary salt if you want to, just that I got the coarse salt. And drop your prawns in. Okay. Now give them a bit of a stir up. Now what you're looking for, you can see the prawns are starting to change colour now. Starting to go a pinky red colour. You don't want to overcook the prawns too long. You got to bring them back to the boil. After you put them in the boiling water, bring them back to the boil, and then boil them prawns this size for about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. So I'll come back when the water's when they boil back. Okay. Okay. These prawns have been boiling for 2.5 minutes now. So they're definitely cooked now. When you put them in the water, in the boiling water at the start, you bring them back to the boil and then boil them for 2.5 minutes after they've come back to the boil. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can just see the flesh starting to come away from the shell. If you look closely there, you might be able to see it. It's pretty hard to see, I think, on the camera. So, but if you just boil them for 2.5 minutes, big prawns like this, after they've come to the boil, they're certainly cooked. Smaller prawns like bay prawns or the mediums what I showed you on the video earlier, they only need about 1.5 minutes. Okay, I'll get these off and then I'll show you how to cool them, and then I'll show you how to brine them, salt brine them. Okay. I'm just cooling the prawns now. I've got some cool water over here. I'm just taking the prawns out the pot. I'm going to cool them over here. There's no need to put any salt in the cooling water just at the moment. We'll make a little salt brine up shortly when they cool, and we'll brine them up and then we'll put them in the fridge. You can eat them now. They're fine to eat now. I think it's fogging the camera up. You can eat them now, but it's best if you leave them overnight in the fridge and let the salt get into them a bit more. Okay, just make sure they're nice and cool. You can see how beautiful they look. Beautiful and glossy and fresh. They'd be so nice to eat. Beautiful. Probably a couple of kilos there, I'd say. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to make up a salt brine. So, just get our salt and whack about a couple of tablespoons of coarse salt or ordinary salt into a fair size container, and put all your prawns into the container. Where's my tongs here? It looks so nice and glossy, so beautiful and fresh. Look at that. Yum. So we put them all into the container. We got a bit of salt in the bottom, and we're going to put a little bit of salt on the top. And it makes a nice salt brine up. And the prawns are fine to eat now if you want to eat them now, but you're better off to leave them overnight. Well, I think so anyway, and let a bit of the salt get into them, and eat them the next day. Prawn sangers, or you could even put them in a curry or whatever you want to do. Okay, so I like to get the cold water out the fridge. Make sure your prawns are covered with the cold water. Okay. Make sure they're underneath the water. Then get your salt again and sprinkle a little bit of salt just on the top. Not much, just a little bit on the top. And if you can find a cold part in your fridge, you know how some parts are cooler than others. In my fridge I put them right at the back so they get nice and cold. Yeah, so that's how you brine prawns. That's how they do it on the prawn trawlers. That's how they keep them for days, and they taste so good. So give it a go and see what you reckon. Just don't overcook your prawns too long, otherwise they get old tough and they're not nice at all. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye now.